And before beginning, I would love to hear from you. If you are seeking financial advice or have questions, I put together a very short survey. The link is in the description, and I'm really interested to hear what your single most important financial advice question is. I have some exciting financial advice for you today on two types of government savings bonds, EE bonds and I bonds. Let me start off by saying that the government savings bonds don't often come highly recommended. There are usually better choices available. You should seek those better choices. The EE bond is probably the simplest of the two types today. The EE bond is guaranteed to double after 20 years if you held it for 20 years. Currently, that means you're guaranteed a continuously compounded rate of return of about 3.5% if you hold for 20 years. That 3.5% is before taxes. You have to pay taxes on the interest. The federal government will rake some of their interest right back from you because the federal income tax will be due when you cash your bond. You won't have to pay state or local income taxes on top of the federal income tax being raked back. That tax setup is the same as treasury bonds. Those treasury bonds are often a very comparable investment and are often a better choice for most people. When this video was made, the yield on 20-year U.S. treasury bonds was about 4.5% compared to that 3.5% return from the EE bond. There are more gotchas. Your interest on EE bonds is locked away until you cash the bond. That isn't the same as U.S. treasury bond. What if you can't hold it for the full 20 years? What if you need your money? Then you only get the regular interest rate, which is 2.5%. Worse still, if you need your money in less than 5 years, then you have to give up 3 months of that lower interest. Ugh. I-bonds are readjusted for inflation every 6 months. That means you don't know what your return will be over the long run. This can make them kind of interesting in moments when inflation rates are a lot higher than interest rates, but those moments are usually short-lived. If you try to sneak into some I-bonds and sell them shortly later, you again have to give up 3 months of interest before that 5-year mark. Darn it. I-bonds are taxed the same way as E-bonds. I-bonds are a little more comparable to a money market account because of the fluctuating rate. I-bond rates and money market account rates have been fairly close in the last few years that I've watched, but a good money market account will be a lot easier to work with and they won't ding you for 3 months of interest when you make a withdrawal. But you will have to pay state income tax on that money market interest. If you're looking on a 20-year horizon, you may want to seek more risk and a higher return than EE bonds. If you're worried about inflation, there may still be better choices than I-bonds, but be aware of them and keep tabs on the rates offered in case they make sense to you someday. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to fill out the survey in the description if you were after financial advice.